What's up, guys? I decided to take a break from studying, so we're going to look at this instead. This is the tentative 2022 national show schedule. A few of y'all have been asking me, so we're going to kind of go over it together. So the shows are pretty clumped during the summer. They've always decided that, you give people the best shot at getting their card if you run these shows back to back. So first is Junior USA. It has it on 5/13. It's always in South Carolina and Charleston. Beautiful city. Great show, usually a smaller show because it is early in the year. A lot of people haven't really started getting going yet, so I do like my guys and girls to go hit that one. Next is Junior Nationals. It's usually a little bit earlier. It is now June 17th and 18th in Chattanooga, Tennessee. We went to this show last year. It was a great show, but really well ran. Everything seemed to run on time. Again, another smaller show. So again, it's always something to think about. And the thing about this is you can run these two shows into each other. That's usually how I like to have y'all do it, is run 2 or 3 pro qualifiers if you need to get your best shot. Some of you will come away with your card the first time, second, third, maybe. Team Universe is going to be July 1st to the 3rd. It's usually in New Jersey. This year it was, I don't know where it was this year. We went, it was great. I think it was in Chattanooga too. So Team Universe also gives out Masters Pro cards. They have all the regular divisions, and then they also have Masters divisions. If you happen to be a 55-year-old female, you can do Open, you can do 35 plus, 40 plus, 45 plus, 50 plus, 55 plus, you get what I'm saying? And you can potentially get a pro card in each of those classes. So for my older people, Team U, great show to go to. Same thing with Team Collegiate. Team Collegiate Masters Nationals is July 20th to 23rd in Pittsburgh every year, pretty much the same dates every year. For my teams, I don't think I have any teams. You don't get a pro card, but I've done the show. It's a really fun show. You get to see a lot of really impressive people. Same thing for my Masters. Every category, it starts at 35 plus and goes up. USA's is tentatively July 29th in Vegas. This year's in Phoenix. Every other year it's always been Vegas. USA's is probably the toughest show out there. It always attracts a lot of talent because, being Mr. and Mrs. USA is a title in and of itself. USA is usually enormous. The theme throughout all these shows, they usually get bigger the later in the year because people that have gone for their pro card earlier will continue to prep and hit these shows, and then people who have qualified will hit these shows. So, as far as a numbers game, the earlier you want to compete, the better, in my opinion. So that's USA's. North Americans is the biggest show ever. North Americans is absurd. I think this year they had 1,300 entries. 1,300. So it is going to be 8/29, so August 29th to September 3rd. It is always in Pittsburgh. It's at the same exact venue as Team Collegiate Masters. They're both put on by Gary Udin. Well-run shows. North American, same thing. You have your normal classes, you have your Masters classes. So we have three shows, boom, 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 from a Masters people. Masters pro cards are the same exact thing as normal pro cards. You just get to go up against people your age. You can still compete in any IFBB show. There's no restrictions. And then last but not least is Nationals, big boys and girls. This is kind of the culmination of the whole summer because all these people have had time to kind of take a little break, rejuvenate. And then this one next year is pretty much next weekend, but it'll be December 13th. This year it's in Orlando. We fly out next week, but it's usually in Miami. Same thing, really hardcore competition. It's all the people that really want that last bite at the pro card. They didn't have any fun over Thanksgiving. That's what they want for Christmas. So a few things we want to talk about. Qualifications. I think everybody watching this is probably nationally qualified. COVID rules was anyone in the top 5 in an open category was nationally qualified. If you're not nationally qualified, we will need to get you qualified before then if you want to get on the national stage. But that's just something we'll get to. Prep times. If you're doing a national show, you need to plan on prepping into that show for at least 12 weeks, more than likely 16. These are people that are, they know what they're doing. And I'm not sending you up to a national stage if you're not ready. So if I tell you you're not ready, don't take it personal. It's something that, you and I both need to work on. Going into that prep time and qualification, we're going to tie that up with your warm-up shows. I like all my competitors to do a local show before they go to a national stage, kind of shake that rust off, because most of you, whenever it's time to get back on stage, haven't been on a stage in 9, 10 months or a year. You have to learn how to use that new muscle you got, the new look you're bringing, and just see what the judges want you to change before we go put you in front of the big boys. And one of the biggest things that come up whenever you go to national shows is planning for money. You have to pay yours truly, but when it comes down to it, I end up being a really small expense. It comes down to each of these cities you're flying to. Now flight prices, we're probably looking at $350, $400. From there, you're looking at hotels. All these hotels were $200, $250 a night. You're probably staying 2 or 3 nights. Your TANs are more expensive at national shows. Your entries are more expensive at national shows. I mean, to put it into monetary perspective, I would say you need to plan on, $1,000 per show that you want to hit. As far as, like I said, hotel, flight, TAN, entry. So it's just a few things to think about as we move into the new year, as we move into the new competition season. I want y'all to have this information and we can kind of plot before it gets too close to one of these shows and say, okay, this is what we're going to do. As always, if you have any questions, if you want more information, the NPC isn't the most organized body, but I try to stay on top of it for y'all. So let me know if I can do anything, and I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas. I'll see you soon.